Too Cool Chris.
Nine o'clock in the morning. Oh, my. How time flies when you're having fun. Yeah, well, yeah, except when it's an Arsenal fan. But anyway, that doesn't matter. Still, you have a stop order looking for Jagger still. PY8
yeah, the agents
483.
My agents tapped in and tell me they ain't see him yet. So
yes, yeah, right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
we have
looking
a
for him
stop order
still.
and we call ICE.
Yeah.
So wherever I think they fly, yeah, come right back here.
No. We don't want ice. No. We want to get the money first.
yeah.
And ICE after.
And then ice.
Nah, definitely no ice. Not with the track record. All these guys
ICE
moving
is
with
sick,
lately.
huh?
Yeah,
Sick.
ICE is on some
The
kind
ICE officers that they recruited, is people with all kind of problems, who
Yeah.
come from army man who suffering some
not
kind
even
of
just
thing
that, it's
and
guys who couldn't pass the
who
psych
couldn't
evaluation
yeah,
or the fitness evaluation.
They were going on. That was the ICE people,
Racist and
racist,
Yeah.
hate. It's all kind of
Somebody
shit.
raised a good point the other day online. They was like, okay, since ICE is infringing on y'all Second Amendment right, which is the right to bear arms, where are all the Proud Boys all of a sudden who lobbied and championed the Second Amendment? Wait,
Who stormed the Capitol?
wait.
They're all in ice.
They're all in ICE.
There's all the ICE. That's
Okay.
them there.
Proud
Anyways.
Boys, Oath Keepers, all that
That's
nonsense.
them. Talk about that.
All right, there was a real interesting revelation made by the what's Stuart's official title? Is it director?
CEO. The article said CEO.
CEO?
Yeah, the one I read. I think it was on Simpson Times. It said CEO of
Yeah. Okay, so there's a story on One News. The NIS has confirmed issuing multi-million-dollar loans to the National Lotteries Authority, raising questions in some circles about why a statutory body reporting record profits continues to rely on pension funds for financing. Right now, yeah. So NIS CEO Stuart Haynes, so he was on WFM's Issue at Hand, disclosed that the authority has borrowed twice from the pension fund in recent years. The National Lotteries Authority borrowed about $6.5 million from NIS to assist with upgrading playing fields. This is the second loan they've received, and they have been servicing on time and in full at 6.5%, Haynes said. He added that a second loan of $7 million was approved, with $2 million already drawn down, also at 6.5%. So I think the question is not real. I could understand why NIS making the loan. They're getting 6.5% is better than what they'll get in the bank.
a good rate.
I'm sure it's perceived as a relatively safe loan.
High yield investment. Yeah.
So the question is, why would National Lotteries Authority need to borrow money? Why are they not living? Remember, they run a cash business.
Right.
You can't buy lottery on credit,
Right. Can't trust that.
right?
Right.
That money that is collected through the various agents is paid the next day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That money does not sit in your account for long.
Have we ever seen an overhead breakdown
No.
from National Lotteries?
I don't remember seeing it.
I mean, I didn't see an ad.
So we know
I think by law it should be out there.
We know what goes to the Canadian corporation
Yeah.
that oversees it,
No, but my point is that
operational costs, whatever,
My-
and what
my
profits
point-
are.
my point though is that it's a cash business,
Yeah, no, you're correct.
right? Also, the funds that it generates are for sports and culture, and they seem to have added education. And maybe that was by convenience, but I think the original mandate was sports and culture. So if you have $10 million in profit, for want of a better term, then that 10 million you then earmark it for various sports and culture.
Right.
Why would you earmark more than you've collected? Remember, you collect and then you pay. Right? Why would you spend more than you need? Why would you spend more than you could afford is really the question I'm asking. It's a body there that helps sports, helps carnival, helps athletes, helps cultural events, etc., etc. But in each of those, why would you spend more than what you generate? You're generating every day,
So that you'd have to go and borrow.
so that you need to go and borrow. Why wouldn't you just delay your commitment,
Or lower your commitments.
or lower your commitment to what you?
Well, I guess
What
they
you can manage.
they want to light up all the paying fees and things.
Yeah, but the reality, one, that hasn't been done at. But why wouldn't you? Even if you want to light up all the playing fields, why wouldn't you do it in stages?
Do all one time the weather, you know.
Were they involved in the stadium lighting at all as well?
No idea.
Because remember, those lights were expensive, eh?
And they'll do all the playing field and things. Morning.
An investigation should be done into the lottery operation to see if the money was being used for other stuff besides governmental, like.
It has to be.
Well, then
It has to be.
That
Yeah.
would be if we were to sit and speculate. That would be the speculation right there, because it is unheard of that national lottery.
Like Luke's points, you're a cash business.
Brother.
There's nothing on credit, and you're probably one of the top 10 major earning cash businesses in
Brother.
St. Vincent.
Not top 10, probably top 3 or 4.
Yeah, you
Brother.
understand? So, like Luke is saying, why are you
spending what you don't have?
As we say, stretching yourself thin.
Yeah. For what need?
For who?
That you have to go and get loans at
Unless-
6.5%
Unless you're spending money on stuff that you're not mandated to spend it on.
But in by that same token,
If you needed money for Beryl, say, right, then government could borrow, I guess, and I'm not even sure how lottery would come into that. It shouldn't really.
It's not your mandate.
It's not your mandate.
Your mandate is
but,
sports and culture.
but by that same right, by
If,
that
if you needed lights for Arnesville, right? Was that, did that fall under lottery's mandate, or was that under the
Sports.
Well, remember they set up a thing for that, for the
as well.
for the funding, and
Mhm.
remember Mikey Finley was the chairman of it.
all right,
Right.
yeah. What become of that though? That-
Well, I mean, it's done. It
It done,
did,
it
it did
do,
its
yeah.
purpose.
Then
It built
again,
the lights.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
But again, though, would that fall under lottery?
Lottery's
And they're saying the first loan was for. Sorry, I think the first loan they said was for upgrading playing fields. But why wouldn't you upgrade playing fields as and when you generate the money?
But here's a question: how now? Let me just turn the page around the other way. How now does the NIS fit into this? Now, should they be responsible or not responsible for lending lotteries?
No, I don't have a problem with that, because if position, right?
Right.
You're remember, they don't just put the money in a bank account and leave it there. They
Right.
have to invest it to
To
generate
generate more.
generate more money.
to generate more money.
Right,
Also inflation proof it.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So
Right.
I don't have a problem with their side if they deem that to be a safe investment,
Right.
and you're getting 6 or 6.5%, he said, then fine. I don't have a problem with that. But my question is, why would lottery need to borrow it?
Because the thing, yeah. Money.
Morning time, everyone.
Yeah.
Quick question. It's very ticklish because you would have heard a lot of soccer athletes complaining the money is too small and that's taken out for the government. You would have heard persons say some parks they're not publicly seen, which is under the national act. So how is it they're borrowing money? Where's all this money going? It has to be answered.
Well, maybe probably like you said, maybe to pay some of the soccer artists who wasn't getting money all the time.
No.
And,
He ain't saying that.
no.
No, he said
they were
we're not getting
complaining.
paid. Yeah.
That they're not getting paid
Oh.
enough
Yeah.
or on time.
Or they work with me trying to
And on
find
time.
something here. Work with me, man.
The parks have not
Um,
been updated.
Okay.
So where is the money going?
So where's the money going?
All right, just so we want to make Carnival bigger and better.
Remember, right? It's meant to be separated from the consolidated fund.
Right.
Remember, right? Any government is in a ticklish position with encouraging its citizens to gamble. Right? That's a you're in a Christian society.
Yeah.
It's quite a ticklish moral argument to make about encouraging citizens, and typically it's the poorer elements that tend to play lottery,
Yeah.
not the richer folk in society, right?
Right.
So it's almost like it becomes almost like a taxation,
Yeah.
right? So it's like morally, ethically, it's ticklish. So typically, how countries get around that is by saying, well, look, it goes to a good cause.
Mm-hmm.
So this isn't part of your regular maintenance of roads, maintenance of schools, hospitals, etc. This is mandated as something positive. In our case, we've picked sports and culture, which quite a few countries do. England, I think, their lottery, I think, is partially goes towards sports, like developing sports, athletes, etc., right? Because it is a ticklish argument when it comes to government sanctioning gambling or encouraging gambling, right?
Right.
So, as opposed to letting a private business do it and then you just tax the hell out of it, right? That's easier morally for them to do because it's hands off. We really didn't have anything to do with the gambling side of it. We're just taxing business, right? So, if those funds are not being used for sports and culture, but are actually being used for something else,
What is the something else?
what is the something else? Because at that point, you've gone beyond your mandate.
Yeah. And this is why the populace are calling for an in-depth forensic audit of a lot of these statutory bodies that handle massive amounts of money.
It would be probably pertinent for the government to call in probably Seeley, I guess, Mr. Seeley, who's the
head of the platform.
What would his official role? CEO or managing director or
CEO? I think they're correct. CEO.
Maybe CEO.
CEO.
And get an explanation from him as to where.
And look at the books, not
and
just
look
take
at
word
the books,
from
yeah.
out.
Is he or Denny?
Well,
Okay.
is it he or 20 others?
Or 20, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Morning. Nobody there. Is it?
But it would be an interesting study because I really don't see why they're borrowing money.
Would we ever know?
Yeah, of course, yeah. Yeah, somebody must know.
You think the new administration will do like a full-scale forensic?
I think
have
after
to.
Or they should.
after they've presented
After they put the
the
board in as
2026
well.
budget and the boards have been implemented, I think
Yeah.
they would definitely take a look at all the books and be like, yeah, now
You would have to, because what would be the logic? You're a cash generation business.
yeah.
And morning. Hello?
The hairy bank, that's where the hairy bank, that's where the money went.
Jesus Lord.
You sure?
Hey, Stacy.
Their words, not mine.
Sure you didn't go in the forest?
Well, look, I hear you. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah. Where has all the money gone? And why? Strange, eh? Strange.
I wonder what made Stuart declare that. Because they must make investments all over the place. Why
Exactly.
did they pinpoint that one?
Well, remember, you see, as much as we ain't going to say it, let me tell you why he said no.
Mhm.
Because I couldn't say it all
That's
the
not-
time.
That's not the kind of question in the past that issue at hand would have asked.
Exactly. They couldn't
Like-
say it all the time.
Give us you know what I mean? Tell us where your investments went.
Well,
He's not going to come up with that one unless somebody
Nope.
presses and said, "I hear that you made an investment
Yep.
in."
And he would have skated around it probably.
Yeah.
But
That
no,
goes to show you how
So why
neutered
why is that show asking that question?
and two, how neutered a lot of these
And
heads of boards
and why is he now
and bodies
answering it?
were.
wow.
Because they were all neutered.
Because that show would have never asked that question of the former government.
Nope.
Luke, because they were
Nope.
all neutered. We know this.
And this is why they're saying it now. This is why, I mean, let's follow the tape. Everybody talking out now. So won't it be any different? Won't it be any different? Morning.
Morning, we hear allegations over the years that they might dig out Vinlek I to pay salary, they might dig out CWSA I to pay salary, and tell the big man to see that. The big man to see that they say, quietly resign a good while now. But now, Stuart and them talking now, all of a sudden everybody gonna start pointing finger. Other one here, other one, and like when your mother catch all in the kitchen thief, he macaroni pan and lunch now, yeah?
Caught in the
It's
cookie
too
jar.
cool. It's too cool now. It's Max, now it's Jagger. Oh, big up Manchester United one time for me, please, eh?
And you know the best thing too, with the thing with Stuart, from what I understand, according to school picnic, you could say it now. And he leaves here not too long in the not too long future again to pick up a job.
Is that
somewhere
official?
else. That was I hear from school picnic.
So
So you could never
so
tell.
he comes out to get ahead of it because
Yep.
he knows in the pipeline is to be on the right side of the
Let me
history
come out
books.
and say
I don't see personally anything wrong with NIS making that loan.
Of course not.
What I find interesting is how were lottery allowed to?
How?
Because remember, it's all state funds ultimately.
Yeah, moving from one
Right?
body to the
Well,
next.
Yeah. Why would lottery borrow that money?
But
Why would they even need it?
And remember, he didn't only list lottery; he also lists CWSA and Vinlek.
You said,
Yeah, well, I could perhaps more understand. Look, I think on the NIS side, I don't actually have a problem with it. Right? They're all cash machines, right? They're all pulling in. They all have.
But can the same be said for Vinlek and CWSA? Because I can't go to CWSA and say, "Hey,
and I could trust
Credit,
him.
I could trust him.
No, but you could see Vinlek say needing to maybe some solar plants that they want to do,
which
right?
they're redoing in
And-
Lomas currently."
And they could go to say Bank of SVG and borrow at whatever 7, 8, 9%.
Well,
What about the union?
Yeah,
To redo all
right.
the stuff in union.
and
okay.
lottery saying, well, look, we have cash. We're looking for investments. If you could guarantee us a 6.5% return, we'll lend you.
Well, and-
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have a problem on the NAS side. I don't really have a problem on Vinlek, but I'm intrigued as to why lottery would need to borrow money.
somebody says they know an audit will come sooner or later, so it's time to declare.
to help
Yeah, but that's not
themselves.
really NIS declaration, though, is it? I don't think NIS have necessarily done anything wrong. I think the declaration, if lottery had come out and said it,
Well, yeah.
I mean, they haven't come out and said it, but the fact that Stewart has even revealed it, I find is interesting.
All right, guys.
And a normal program, nobody asking a question.
Yeah. The compliments of
Us.